The Pathways to Knowledge model of information processing identifies 6 stages that students go through when learning to process information. They are appreciation, pre-search, search, interpretation, communication, and evaluation. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model. The students in this 4th grade class are involved in a project where they create their own classroom constitution. They begin the lesson by reviewing the terms belief and democracy. The students are in the pre-search stage of information processing as they identify the definitions and discuss their meanings.
Let's first of all type in the word belief. Okay, it's on your sheet if you need to look at it. Sumi, what was the first definition?
Confidence, trust.
Confidence and trust, right? Do we know what those words mean? Confidence and trust. Terry, what's confidence mean?
Like you have confidence to do something, like to make a shot or like to hit a home run or something like that.
Okay. Is confidence a feeling?
Yeah.
Confidence is a feeling, isn't it? Okay. Anybody have an idea of democracy, what that might mean? Okay, let's put it in our language master then. Type it in there. Raquel.
A government in which the supreme power is held by the people.
Okay, and who's the people of a...
Like the people in the government, not like just the people who live.
Right, like in America, who are the people? Yeah, all of us, right? The people who live here. Number 3, Terry, number 3?
A political unit that has democratic government.
Okay, and a democratic government means the people, like when you get to be 18, and myself, I'm past 18, but myself, I get to vote. And I have the right to vote, and I can vote for whoever I want to, and no one can pressure me into voting for a certain person. That would be against the, or a certain thing. That would be against the law, okay? So that's democracy and belief.
The class continues the pre-search stage as they review the Bill of Rights and build background knowledge. The class views the document and describes the rights and how they are similar and different to rights of people from other countries.
Can anybody tell us what the United States Bill of Rights is? What is it? Tad?
President Lincoln wrote it out, but before the Civil War.
Well, it was written before the Civil War, but President Lincoln did not write it. Okay, but you're close. Okay, Alyssa?
I think there was this big gathering of people, and they all decided to make these rules for like the USA or the government, and they all wrote a rule in it.
That's correct. There was a big gathering of people that made rules. Okay? Alyssa, why do you suppose that it looks like this?
It could have been rained on or something like that.
Yeah, it's old and it could have been damaged somehow. And let's go to the link right above the scanned photo, the summary of the Bill of Rights from the Yale Law School.
Okay, I can read this.
Yes. It has a picture at the top and it looks like what's on your screen here. And there are the 10 Bill of Rights. Now, we need to talk about each one of those just very, very briefly so you kind of understand what those mean, because those are the rules that we all live by. Those are the rights that we have. And what about that third one where it says religion? Alyssa?
Like, you can be like Christian or you can be Jewish, and nobody would care about that.
Yeah, it's okay. In this country, it's okay to practice whatever religion that you choose. Raquel?
In some countries, all the people have to be one religion.
That's correct, Raquel. I'm glad you brought that up. In some countries, all the people have to be a certain religion. They don't have a choice. But in America, in the United States, we have a choice, and that's our First Amendment right in the Bill of Rights.
The students divide into groups to write their belief statements. They use their school's guidelines for success to develop their classroom constitution. Each group is assigned to one of the guidelines for success: respect, responsibility, learning, attitude, or honesty. The students organize their ideas into one short, coherent sentence describing their belief. This is an example of the interpretation stage of information processing.
Always be reliable and come to school on time. Do your homework and listen to your teacher. That's what a responsible person would do. So if you started that sentence with something like, a responsible student always is reliable, okay? Because we need to define who we're talking about, okay? All right, so why don't you guys keep working on that? That's great. How are you guys coming?
Good. We're done. We're done.
Okay, so you've got a definition of integrity or honesty. Okay, now you've got to make a statement of what it would look like or sound like in this classroom when someone's being honest. Okay, if you look up here under honesty, there's some ideas. It says keep your word and commitments, or stand up for what is right.
Right one of those?
Yeah, an honest person, what do they do?
Do we have to do something that looks like it in the classroom?
Or on the playground, or at school, or at school, okay?
Okay.
Any of those. Okay, accept correction. What does that mean?
Well, like, I guess it means, like, if you got something wrong and say someone corrected it, like, in school, and then you would be like, oh, I got that wrong.
Well, that's close, Joni, but if I said to you, something like you brought a paper back, like I said, I asked you to go home and write a paragraph, and you brought it back to school, and I said, you know, Joni, we need to really work on this because we had some spelling errors and there were some punctuation errors. Now, if you took your paper and ripped it up and threw it away, that would not be accepting correction, would it?
No.
But if you said, okay, well, what do I need to do to make it right? That would be accepting correction. Okay? So is there another way that we can say that in fourth grade terms that would be understandable to fourth graders?
I don't know yet.
Positive? Did you put it in? POS? Be a good sport. You had that in your sentence, didn't you? Mm-hmm. That's good. I think you leave that in there.
Okay.
And thank those who are kind to you. Compliment others. Okay? Can you include some of those things in your sentence? All right, I'm going to come back in 5 minutes. Okay, and see what you guys have done. Okay? How about have a positive attitude?
That's what I wrote before.
All right, have. Okay. Now, who should do this? Who is the person that's going to do this?
Whoever.
Who is this Bill of Rights for?
Classroom.
It's for our classroom, but is it for is our classroom these four walls, or is our classroom the people that are in it?
People that are in it.
The people that are in it. So if we're going to say good game to your, who's going to say that?
Us. On the playground.
Okay, how about a student with a positive attitude will say good game to your opponent. And what else would they do?
They would positive attitude.
Well, we've already said that they're a person with a positive attitude. Then what else are they going to do? They're going to say good game to their opponent, but what else? What's it say on here? What can you say?
We were going to put say thank you to people who are kind.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Compliment others, maybe,
Yeah,
or something like that.
Others, share.
Okay, you don't have to put them all, but if you can, put, 2 or 3, and you can do it in your own words if you want to. But it's more. Girls, having a positive attitude is more than saying good game to your opponent, because you're not in a game all the time, are you?
No.
No. Okay. Not really.
The students are in the communication stage of information processing as they present their statements to the class. The class gives feedback about the statements through a consensogram. The students rate the statements on a scale of 1 to 5 and post their ratings on the board with sticky notes. As the students evaluate the end product of the statements and provide feedback to each other on their statements, they demonstrate the evaluation stage of information processing.
Christian?
Honest people tell the truth and keep their word and commitments.
Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people are in agreement with that statement. There's a couple of people that are in not agreement, do not agree with that statement. Is there anybody that would like to add something to what was said? We'll hold this up again, okay? Honest people tell the truth and keep their words and commitments. What could we add to help the people that did the ones add on? And if you're a 1, you don't have to speak. But what do you think needs to be added here?
Maybe if stand up for,
Come on up here, guys, so you can listen.
if they stand up what is right.
Stand up for what is right?
I can agree.
Okay, she said maybe we should include that we should stand up for what is right.
That's what we were going to write down.
What do you think? Would that make it so that would be more appropriate for us? Okay, where could we put that in? Honest people tell the truth, keep their word and commitments, and stand up for what is right? Could everybody live with that?
No.
If we added that?
Yeah.
Can we live with that? Okay. What is right?
We have that on here.
Okay, so is this something you can live with?
Yeah.
Honest people tell the truth, keep their word and commitments, and stand up for what is right.
Yeah.
Is that okay? All right, very good. Let's give that group a hand.